Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zakk.
I'm Shane.
We're back with Star Wars Visions. I wanted to say what if.
I know, man.
But, you know what happened last time?
Yeah, we were on that planet where that younger couple, they were getting married and they were going to, the separatists, or what was left of them, was going to come and take her away as a tribute.
Yeah.
I think you called it some Latin word. You called it something.
Well, I was calling it off the shit that happened in Braveheart. It was like prima nocta, where they would go in and
That's a terrible rule.
Have sex with the bride on the wedding night. So there'd be an English-born child to breed out the Scots.
That's awful.
Yeah. But they were exacting tribute from this remnant of the separatists.
Yeah.
Were exacting tribute on this planet from these natives who were very in tune with nature.
Yeah.
And everything. And they had their own little version of the Force with Majina.
Majina, yeah. That was what it was.
And Volko and F were there. Volko, it never really said, was a Force user.
Yeah.
He was kind of acting as a mentor who was actually Kerry Tagawa from Mortal Kombat fame.
Yep.
It has begun. So he was there with his bucket on his head, telling F.
Well, because we were talking,
trying to encourage her.
He just sounded like, with that bucket on his head, like that shitty rapist guy off of Raised by Wolves, didn't he?
Well, he definitely reminded me of him just because of the bucket.
Yeah.
And the reverberation of his voice
inside
of it. But it was definitely Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely called it.
He definitely did.
Okay. I mean, that shit happens with me all the time.
It really does.
For better or worse.
I think that might be like, you can draw and you can do that better than anybody I know.
Yeah, so don't call me. Trying to prank me.
There you go.
I'll know it's you.
That's it.
He has recently begun mining for rare kyber crystals within his territory. Using these crystals, he seeks to restore the Jedi by reforging their ancient weapons. Lightsabers.
Let's make some lightsabers and expect some people to show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's like learning to fly.
It's like making some guns. They go, an army's going to show up sometime and use these fuckers.
That's what I was thinking.
Walk a little faster, man. It's a 15-minute episode.
Right?
Greetings, my name is Ethan. I'm here because I received this encoded transmission summoning me. It appears that you are all Masterless Jedi too. Is that correct?
Each of us came here in answer to the same call, just as you have.
The real issue is whether this Juro can be trusted or not.
He has a point. Who's to say if Juro is really a Master Jedi?
You look at him, hey, he's got a point.
If this is some kind of trap to kill Jedi, did everyone show up here believing that they could survive it?
Maybe they think they're strong enough with the Force to be able to protect themselves.
His voice is very familiar.
Yeah.
I recognize the Ethan guy's voice. Jabba.
That's what I thought.
I see the 7 Jedi have already gathered.
Oh.
You sound like Iroh. Sounding like Jabba. They're like fishing poles?
Things shooting out to grab the fucking asteroid, I guess. Like a hell of a job to maintain those things.
That was great music. Because it was
very Star Wars-esque, but it's kind of an original school.
Yeah.
I've tempered the kyber crystals on each lightsaber so it reflects the user's connection with the Force. The color and the length will vary depending on the Jedi using it.
Oh, well, I guess my connection to the Force isn't strong enough since the blade doesn't have any real color. But I wonder what color this lightsaber will turn when it's finally in the hands of a real Jedi.
Be careful with that thing, man. Shit.
I promise.
They look real friendly.
Need you to take these to the temple immediately.
Oh, wait. You're not gonna deliver them?
No, I'll be too busy looking after our newly arrived visitors.
You're all strange. Like this is the last time we'll see each other.
You have illicitly manufactured several lightsabers for Masterless Jedi. Refusal is not an option.
Fucking drive, woman.
Alright, just go!
Silence! Follow her!
I would like to see evidence of this before he arrives.
Evidence? Yes.
Did the Margrave actually construct any lightsabers?
These assholes know how to use it though?
By the time I was born, lightsabers were already lost from the galaxy.
Okay.
So no, they shouldn't. Is there a button?
A lightsaber. A real lightsaber.
Hell of a throne.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a friendly throne.
No, it looks like a bad throne.
It looks like someone Saruman's gonna sit on.
Reminds me of the ball that they're always in the kind of the Gundam universe.
The Force is strong in this child.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I just feel like she was so close to so much shit. Just flying through.
Force!
Yeah, that's a great excuse. Like nanomachines and Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like I think Anakin with the pods.
Yeah, I know, but I get it.
Yeah. How's that guy give the hell up, man?
Yeah, no. It's just, how many times does that happen?
When someone blocks a bullet, I'm done.
Alright, well. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Find another pilot.
That's you.
Oh my fucking lunch.
Well, it's gotta be you, since it seems you're the only one functioning.
I might as well. Come on, then.
That's what I was thinking.
Thank you, old droid.
Don't mention it.
My father was caught and taken away by the Jedi Hunters. Please, use these to help me save him.
You got 5 minutes.
But, where's the Margrave? Is he not here?
Hold on. Do you know the Margrave?
Yeah, I've known him ever since I was a baby.
Your wait is over. I have been here the entire time.
That slick bastard.
It's the Margrave!
We are here to put an end to your pitiful plans of restoring the Jedi Order. Now die, Juro!
Something tells me he's probably a badass. Come on, Ethan, pull it together.
Roden!
If you're Sith, you're not supposed to care.
Sith acolytes, I guess.
Get over it, come on.
I like I've heard of red, maybe I've heard of green.
Oh no! Help the Margrave!
That's what you get. I've seen the purple things.
We both know this isn't you, Omen.
I apologize. I became consumed by the other's darkness.
Will you help me save him?
Of course I will, my child. Kara, you have been guided by the Force ever since the moment you were born. Come and follow me. Help us restore peace to the galaxy and take your place as the 9th Jedi so we can re-establish the Jedi Order.
Look at lightsaber. Damn it.
Yeah, I like it so much.
I wanted more from that one.
I like it so much, I want to see more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boatman droid. J.P. Carliac.
Boatman
Nice.
droid.
Nice moves.
Imagine being a boatman droid in the Star Wars universe.
Drinking tea and shuttling people up to the fucking Kyber crystal.
Was it tea or was it coffee?
I'm assuming it's oil.
Oh, yeah.
But it's supposed to resemble tea.
Okay.
Because he had a little teapot.
Okay. Guys, that was our reaction, by the way, and this is our discussion. What do you think?
I really liked it.
Me too.
I wanted to see more, and we're not going to get it, presumably.
Maybe if they do a second season, they can
It'd be
continue
cool to-
some
it'd be
cool
cool to follow
storyline.
it up.
Yeah, I like this so much, I wanted to see more as well. And
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. The character designs were there.
Yeah.
They definitely had a lot more, I guess, a lot less extreme look. Like the Twins episode, was it Am and Kare, the twins? Their armor.
I got Jim on here.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Am and Kare.
Asu Hano. No, that's the last one. I think it's probably right. Doug Zombies. I don't know.
Pretty sure it was Am and Kare.
Okay.
But their armor, it looked pretty cool now that I'm looking back and thinking about it. But
yeah, it was very
extreme,
McCory
looking.
McCory looking.
It was. Well, here it was a lot more. I don't want to say subtle, but it was a little more streamlined, maybe, because of Juro.
Yeah.
Margrave. Sorry.
Yeah.
Margrave Juro. He had kind of a cool look.
Yeah.
Very sleek, rounded. It worked really well. I liked his little exoskeleton. It was supposed to look like a droid.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat.
That really threw me off. I had no idea that was going to happen. Did you?
I didn't. I wasn't calling that one. And I was kind of assuming that the droid, it was a setup. But then as those people that were there talked more, it kind of seemed a little more ominous. The ones that were supposedly Jedi.
It still threw me off. Like, honestly,
It didn't throw me off as much as him.
When they all turned red, I was like, oh shit. And then I was confused on who was who for a second. Because I do know when they were initially showing them all meet up, it seemed like they were all got their individual.
The fucking rabbit guy. What if he just got killed before the fighting ended? So, well, that wasn't you, but now you're dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Homan.
Yeah. You know when...
Rodin or Homan? One of the two. I don't know.
What's his name? The sword forger or the saber forger?
That was
the dad, right?
La Jima.
Yeah, La Jima. When he turns that thing on and the music swells. Oh, it was cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool setup. I liked it. So one great thing
because we've seen that before.
One great thing about the Japanese is their mechanical designs.
Yeah,
especially in animation or most of their artistic works, like Yoji Shinkawa, the guy that did all the mechanical designs for Metal Gear Solid.
Okay,
fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
and he didn't do it in the old Metal Gears.
Yeah,
he came on later. But,
yeah,
he designed Metal Gear Rex, Metal Gear Ray, the armor for the Solidus and all these characters, Raiden's look, all of that. He did some design work for kind of a what if scenario, I think, of Evangelion that was kind of the Eva versus Godzilla.
Okay.
Anyway, they always nail mechanical designs.
Mm-hmm.
I liked, Kara's little droid. 4-9s.
Yeah, 4-9s.
That thing was a cool little droid. It didn't have a kind of a dorky little look.
Yeah.
I didn't really like BB-8, the little Paul.
Yeah.
In Awakens.
Okay.
It was just kind of, you could tell the kids would enjoy it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really standing out to me.
Well, I just think R2-D2 is like the best design. So
R2's got a classic design now.
So
it's kind of like a classic car that a lot of people.
That's what I'm a little biased to.
Well,
although I love K2SO from Rogue One.
Well, you mentioned Underverse.
Yeah.
And Ashley Wood's company's 3A.
Yeah.
Underverse. His designs for the Birdie Warbot and his worlds like War War Robot and Robots versus Zombies.
Yeah.
They have a very R2 look.
Okay.
Like they have this dome head on this canister body, but then they have these big robot arms and legs and shit.
Okay.
They have that kind of look. I mean, he's a big fan of Star Wars.
All right.
Star Wars action figures, things like that.
Cool.
His newer lines, the Pocketverse figures.
Yeah.
They're kind of done in homage to the old 5-point articulation Star Wars figures.
Okay.
And so he was greatly inspired by those designs.
Well, the Bowman Droid. Was it the Bowman Droid? Yeah, he definitely reminded me of something I would see. I've only seen what you showed me, but
in that
I'm kind of a fan of that. It's pretty cool, yeah.
I agree. And sometimes, what was the droid's name in Rogue One?
K2SO.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Alan Tudyk.
I don't know who that is.
He played the pirate on Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah?
And
he was in
Firefly.
Firefly as the pilot.
Yeah, he played K2SO.
He gets killed in the movie.
Yeah.
It was a dumb setup, setting up the captain and that woman. It should have been the captain and the whore.
Who's the whore again? I can't remember.
The whore in the show.
Yeah.
Remember? She's a darker complected woman who is beautiful. And I can't remember the actress's name. I think she was in Deadpool as well.
Okay.
But I might be wrong because they kind of look similar.
All right.
But she's a beautiful woman, and they kind of set it up. They have this kind of...
They have a little thing going on.
Like a thing, but they're not really a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like early Han and Leia.
Yeah.
Where they kind of bicker a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a little more romance in the early stages than with Han and Leia.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really liked this episode. I did. I liked the old droid. I love the idea of the old droids, the boatman droids, which you only find out one's operational. But
well, just like they're cool. Keeping the theme of like this is an old universe.
But I just like the idea of these things that kind of have human attributes, where it's just sitting there drinking tea, but it's probably oil or something, and it's just a really cool idea, and cool that it's this old used equipment that's just kind of they're trying to get that on the boat.
Yeah,
and he's just kind of slowly. Might as well.
Yeah.
Like
she like pushing him. Yeah. When she was like pushing him, it was very anime-ish.
It was. And everything carried really well in this episode, though.
I'm like swelling. Like I can't wait to watch this with my kids. I watched it with my kids yet.
It really reminds me of. I wasn't into the expanded universe in the early days.
Yeah.
Like you and Eric were.
Yeah.
I didn't go out of my way to read the books or anything. I mean, it wasn't a fucking movie format or a comic book, something that could get me interested, then no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I did read some of the books. I take that back. But I read Revenge of the Sith, I think. And I read...
That was a fucking book for the ages right there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's superior to the movie, and I like the movie. I love the movie, but the book is
the movie,
a 10, and the movie
they should have carved that movie up into sections.
Well, it's funny. It's George, I've listened to podcasts with Master Over. Like, George had so much direct input on that book. He's like, yeah. And then I watched the movie, and like, George had pretty clear ideas that he wanted the movie for a general audience. He wanted the book for adults.
Well, he's a damn fool for separating them. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel, because that book is really good.
Yeah.
And it really serves that story well.
One thing I want to say before I forget was, we see it in episode 4, and it was amazing in 1977. But now the scene's been built off of that type of scene where you're seeing like this ancient weapon as like a Excalibur.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed it there, when you see the lightsaber and it turns on for the first time, and it had that moment where I was getting like emotional. I was like, oh, it was like when Ben Kenobi showed it to Luke. Except in this universe, it seemed like
it's been a while since someone's had one.
Yeah,
or Jedi's had one. Or the Sith had them, but they weren't very good with them.
That's the thing. Like, I'm wondering about that. Like, and I'm not saying that you need, because I imagine. I mean, in my head canon, at least. I don't know what the canon is anymore, and I don't know if there ever was a beginning canon. The weapon doesn't make the Jedi or the Sith. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I imagine that they were using the Force and figuring out ways to use it before they decided on the weapon. You know what I mean?
Well, they were. I remember hearing about the early stages. You had the lightsaber that was attached to this pack.
The cord.
And all that shit. I mean, and they had...
So I imagine
Vibra blades before that.
Yeah, I imagine it was like an energy weapon, and then they discovered the kyber crystals. Like, oh, we don't need fucking the battery anymore.
Yeah. Well, like the Royal Guard still uses Vibra blades, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so it might be kind of...
Well, the idea is like you need to be force sensitive to use one efficiently.
A lightsaber.
Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense because there's not much there. It's like you're just flipping a hilt around.
Yeah. So and I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me that they changed the rules. I know, like, the color thing was a visual cue for the story.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me. But, no, I thought that was really cool. Do you know how... And I didn't like it at first, but now I like it. The new canon about how to make a lightsaber red. There's no natural red kyber crystals.
Okay.
You have to, like, suffer and bleed the crystal. And it bleeds red.
So you have to...
So it's like they're, like, alive in a way, the crystals. They have, like, some kind of life force.
Okay.
And, when you're a Sith, you have to get a regular kyber crystal and you bleed it out somehow. I can't remember exactly the terminology.
It was a little, a little too much.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's like not the idea is that not everybody's just going to go find a red lightsaber crystal.
Yeah.
A red kyber crystal.
Well, just like you're in the mountain and there's like all these different colors.
I like red.
So. Yeah. So it just... Well, yeah.
But there's the color... rule set, like a European mouse book, or a mouse in a European children's book.
Yeah.
Like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
But the color scheme is a little childish. So only the bad guys have red. And the good guys have all these nice colors, but the bad guys only have red.
Some Jedi, I think, had... Some Sith in the comics had purple and yellow, but most of them had red.
I know, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
Is that it's a visual cue for who's the good guy, who's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessary. I think if they stuck to it, more rigidly... from the original old trilogy to now, it would be more important for me to see that.
George's original idea was blue and red, and then when they're shooting Return of the Jedi, they could not see Luke's saber in the blue background. Mm-hmm. So, I guess it's green. No. And then the idea is like, he made his own, he chose his own color, and he chose green. But it was actually like a technical reason why he had green.
Well, it works that way in a lot of production, which is always cool to see how it all pans out.
And then,
it's like Bud with his hat.
And then it was blue and green. And
Bud originally didn't have a hat like that.
He didn't? Oh, yeah, you forgot. He said he wanted it, right?
Yeah, it was his own personal hat that he got in Mexico. And he walked in and told Tarantino, like, I think he would wear this hat. And like Tarantino kept giving him shit about his hat. And he specifically wrote in that scene with Larry, his boss at the strip club, because of his hat that he had to wear.
Well, that just makes it so much cooler.
I know. It's moments like that with these stories.
Well, and I kind of like, and I was going to say, like, it was blue and green, that was it. There was like Centauri.
But then Mace wanted fucking purple.
Yeah. Did you see the behind the scenes? Yeah, okay, yeah. So during the production, you don't know what the colors are going to be, obviously. Mm-hmm. But there's a behind the scenes where Mace was talking about getting purple. He's like, yeah, don't you think I get purple? And then George's like, maybe you get purple. And then Samuel Jackson looks at the camera, which is 50 feet away, and just zooms in. He's like, like that. It is, and then he ends up having purple in the movie. And then they create an incredibly cool comic where he went to this kingdom, and they were still in the like a medieval Europe type
feudal stage.
Yeah, and they grant him a purple kyber crystal, and
for his work there.
Yeah, and he's like the only one who has it.
Well, I think wasn't the expanded universe, weren't there different colors? Like Mara Jade had a yellow one. Or
yeah, in the expanded universe they did that shit.
Yeah,
and that
it's been happening for a while though. Like they wanted to make it unique. They wanted to make characters unique. Like, well, she has a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah, but George always said I don't know if he said it, but I think he kind of rejected that in his movie canon.
Yeah.
But you know.
But now it's not the case. Now a lot of that's wiped clean, but now you get this a bigger universe.
Yeah.
That's been brought forth.
It's consumed him and spit him out.
Disney has planted the seed and watered it with all their money. And I don't have any really complaints. I mean, other than the fucking rabbit guy, whatever his name is, if it was Rodin or
is that the guy who had the purple?
Yeah. Like I feel like he could have been killed at any time, and then like, oh hey, this isn't you. So, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I got carried away.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all right.
I mean, killed one of them, or they could have killed him.
If I was gonna, I guess, nitpick something, I would pick like, "Hey, man, you're doing it again." Yeah. Sorry, and it turns purple. My bad.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You gotta tone it back, man. You know. So.
Well, it reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail with Sir Lancelot. He fucking runs in and crashes this wedding, thinking he's going to save this prince, and he's killing all the wedding guests. And the guy's like, "No, wait, stop it! And they get him calmed down, and then something happens. He starts doing it again, and they're like, "No, stop it! He's like, "Oh, sorry, everyone, sorry." It's kind of like that. I mean, he could have killed Kara, he could have killed Ethan or Juro, or any of them could have killed him, but by the end of it, they're like, "Hey, this isn't you." Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I got talking with the guys, and
it's like the testosterone jumped up or something. Another thing I noticed during the reaction is the Sith seemed to have some kind of the Sith acolytes seemed to have like a pretty good rapport to where one was killed and stuff.
They had a lot of empathy.
Yeah, but like you see, the Sith that we know from the movies, it's like Palpatine. He was.
If Vader got killed, he'd be like, and he would like try to turn the other guy.
Yeah, like it seemed to me, with my knowledge of the real canon and EU canon, was that like Palpatine was like the most sinister, most evil.
He was kind of the penultimate evil.
Yeah,
and then
there were some Sith who were pacifists. Like, they just wanted to learn
his master, right?
Yeah, well. I can't remember specifically, like from the book, but he was definitely more of a pacifist than Palpatine.
Yeah,
like he teach Palpatine to hone his rage and to use it at the right points.
Well, like Dooku, he killed Sifo Dyas.
Yeah,
and I mean, he didn't really.
Like, he wanted Obi-Wan to join him in Episode 2.
Yeah, he kind of seemed like he was still kind of just using. He thought he was kind of using the Sith or making use of the dark side.
The Sith were using him.
Exactly, like an old Michael Keaton quote when he was talking about trying to get in there with access to secret service organizations. He's like, it's more likely that you will be made use of than you will make use of them.
Yeah.
So he was just a useful idiot. And
Vader
kind of he made all the fucking wrong decisions, made a lot of emotional decisions.
Yeah.
And but at that point he was fucked.
Yeah, so he just gave into it.
Yeah, so there was no point for him.
Yeah.
And Maul, I mean, he...
Because raised from birth to be a weapon.
Yeah.
And that's all he
was
knew.
kind of honed over time.
And he benefits the most from the Clone Wars. And I know he's in it. I know you see, so it's not spoiler first.
I know he survived. Yeah.
And he benefits the most from it. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, that's the only most vivid examples we have. I know with Kylo Ren, he's pretty emotional, even though he's not really a Sith per se.
Yeah, but, the idea is as far as you know, is the Sith are gone. And, that...
Yeah, but he's got a red lightsaber, and it's a Star Wars movie, so I'm assuming there's going to be some Sith involved somewhere. So, sorry, but it's pretty easy visual cues with these films.
Yeah.
So, he just kind of seems like he's emotional and unsure. Whereas...
Well, you definitely...
I know Palpatine's pretty old.
You nailed it on the head with him being unsure.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things about Star Wars that is socially acceptable, that is unacceptable in our society, is people wearing masks. I brought it up. I wrote it down in my last 2 Star Wars visions. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting to talk about it, but the idea that
people just wearing masks walking in public,
yeah,
around.
Like they wear masks in the military. There's people who wear masks in public. There are people who are laborers who wear masks. You'll see that a lot in like the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, like fucking mechanics and it's not just like guys who are welding. There's just people wearing masks.
Yeah, just walking around.
Can you imagine if you're a mechanic, you just wore this fucking like a bucket mask thing that the other guy was wearing in the last one?
Just walking around.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, what's up? Hey, hey Zach, what's going on? I'm just trying to reach in here, change this fucking starter.
Well, I've read about writers who get into the Star Wars universe. They said they have, sometimes when you're writing for something outside the Star Wars universe, you have a character who's masked. You got to have this deep reason why. But in the Star Wars universe, like when you get into the club, they say, just give him a mask. it's acceptable in our universe.
A lot of it's, there's a lot of creative liberty there to just come up with cool looking characters. Like I remember when Eric and I would sit around and draw Star Wars shit in school. Yeah, there's a lot of creative liberty there. Mm-hmm. It's just like, you're just draw a really cool character after you've been ingesting Star Wars for so long. Boba Fett in the old trilogy, Vader, the Stormtroopers, the Tusken Raiders. There's all kinds of characters and species. That
Lando, like when he's got it's not a full week covering, but when he's undercover in Jabba's palace.
Yeah, the guard masks and shit. Leia when she's wearing the bounty hunter get up. Mm-hmm. So Eric and I would sit around in high school in class and just design characters. Sometimes you give them masks, sometimes you wouldn't. It just depends. Sometimes a kind of a bigger character would be the one that gets the mask.
Yeah,
because if you're a lowly guy that just has a mask and looks badass, so who's this guy? Kind of like how Boba Fett started. Like, who's this guy? I mean, he looks awesome, but what's he doing? He doesn't say
it's definitely, it was the action figures that made him, that gave him, like kids had access to the action figures, and there's this story about Dave Filoni, like playing, I think it might have been Dave Filoni, playing figures, and his brothers would take all the cool figures. Mm. But then the people who weren't really in the movie very long, and this is in like right after Empire came out.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'll take Boba Fett, I'll take this guy, that guy, Lobot, the guy with the implants, and I'll make a story out of these guys. Mm. And then those characters started having more life breathed into them. Yeah. So now as those people got older and they started telling stories in comics and everything, they had the most badass stories about Boba Fett. And it just
makes sense.
Is that cricket again?
Yeah.
So I hear that sometimes in the edit, and I don't notice it when we're here. And I go, oh my god, there's a fucking cricket.
I guess we're toning it out. But then you're sitting there having to listen to every little segment of the edit. But anyway, masks in Star Wars, sometimes are pretty damn cool, sometimes they're not so cool.
I just want us to wear masks, but we couldn't do it for this.
No, we'd have to have a little microphone in there.
Yeah, we just couldn't see our face.
You couldn't see our faces.
We just could see like
our
this.
reactions would have to be all hand gestures. Whoa! Alright, I started this episode, I'm finishing this episode. If you like what you saw, you can like and you can subscribe, and you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Twitter, you can comment down below, and if you don't like it, you don't have to. So good people, just keep on trucking.